Yo, what is going on everyone, Diavolo here, and welcome back to my review for chapter 174 of Jujutsu Kaisen. If you guys are new around here and want to keep up to date with the latest Jujutsu Kaisen reviews and other anime in general, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and also be sure to leave a like on the video, as it really helps out with the algorithm and pushes my stuff to a bunch of new amazing people. But anyway, enough of that, let's get into today's review. So obviously last week we were introduced to four new people, and obviously this week's chapter kind of starts off actually with two of those four new people, that being, I think his name is Ichiguro Ryu and Uro Takaba. And so like initially starting the chapter, we see that they're quite far away and it looks like they're kind of teamed up together watching what looks like the Shikigami of Druv's, Druv's Shikigami disappearing in the distance after Yuta has killed him, supposedly. So I thought that after I saw the spoilers earlier in the week, I thought that Yuta may have not killed him, but obviously that's incorrect here, and it looks like Yuta has completely and utterly decimated Druv and his Shikigami. From here it looks like at least that Giga has decided to pretty much try and cut these people out as quickly as possible, not even letting us really see anything that kind of Druv had to offer, but hyped him up majorly and then let Yuta pretty much deal with him instantly. And after they see the obviously the Shikigami disappear over the other side of the city, or over by this stadium where Druv was hid, Ichiguro asks, or Ichigori asks, I think it's Ichiguri or Ichiguro, I don't know, someone correct me if I'm getting it wrong, asks for Kogen to show him the lists of the players who have gotten points in the last 5 minutes, or in the last 1 minute actually. And that obviously only being Yuta, who's gained, I think probably the 5 points for killing a sorcerer in the last minute when he killed Druv there. Uro notices this and realizes that Yuta must be the person who's kind of gaining points recently. She notes that it's kind of good that she's not going to see these annoying Shikigami that are obviously Druv used to probably push them back, because it said that they were kind of held in a deadlock, the four people at the end of last chapter. So I'm imagining with Yuta showing up here, it's going to completely and utterly break that deadlock, as Yuta's probably killed the strongest, or what at least at the moment seems to be the strongest of these four people. As here we can see that Ichiguri kind of says Druv didn't even react when I got close because he had his hands filled with Akotsu. This may make things quite interesting. So they're saying that Kuroshi is going to probably make a move now, as obviously throughout the chapter here we'll find out why, but Kuroshi is the cockroach curse spirit that we saw at the end of last chapter that was released to us as well, or shown to us. And so skipping away from two of the new people that have just been introduced to us, we go over to Akotsu, who's actually with this big group of civilians that he's kind of I guess protecting and hoping for them not to die. He's doing his best to probably protect the civilians and keep them alive and try and get them out of the what do you call it again, the colony, or that's kind of what it seems like, at least at the moment from what I'm getting here. So as Yuta tells them to run inside the stadium, a swarm of what seems like cockroaches come out of nowhere and ends up swallowing up the one person who hadn't managed to catch up to Yuta and make it inside the stadium there. But sadly he is unable to do so, and he ends up falling into the sea of cockroaches here, and his body kind of just ends up almost exploding with what seems like cockroaches. They just go into him and end up coming out of probably all of his orifices here. And as the cockroaches enter him and come out of him again, they leave him completely and utterly muscleless. He's skinless and everything, and he's just completely and utterly bones now. And Yuta says that these are real cockroaches. They've all been strengthened with curse energy. One of these roaches alone wouldn't be a problem, but them moving in a swarm become a real threat. And as you see that, they just crumble down out of nowhere from the above columns and just collapse onto the floor, chasing seemingly after Yuta and his group of people. And as they do this, Yuta kind of yells for Reika to come out of obviously the area, or the realm, I guess, that she's kind of held inside, or the area that she's kind of held inside, and she appears out of nowhere and just seemingly slams down on all of these cursed cockroaches, with the bridge from above collapsing it onto them and making them disperse quickly enough so that Yuta can help the people escape. And then him himself ends up attacking a bunch of the cockroaches and pretty much burning them away, it looks like, in his attack. I don't know what kind of attack he used exactly, as it's not given here, but it just looks like he uses a complete and utter wipe of curse energy that just sends all of the cockroaches to ash, and he just burns them up with his form of curse energy. Not too sure. I'd like to know if he's got any moves or anything, or if he's a lot more Itadori in the way that he doesn't really have move sets with his sword. He kind of just releases his curse energy through it because he's got so much curse energy. I'm imagining that that's probably something that he would do. I'm really stoked to be, like caught up to JJK now, and I'm absolutely loving it at the moment. I can't wait to start doing my story arc videos on my main channel on it, which I'll probably do after AOT. But yeah, I can't wait to get more into the story and kind of learn more about the world as well, because it's so enjoyable to actually read. And as like, I guess Yuta burns up all of these cockroaches with his cursed energy, from afar you can see that Ichigori and Uru are kind of like watching this all go down, and they note the amazing amount of cursed energy, along with the fact that the Shikigami is also very powerful, but Druv's murder wasn't pure luck. So they obviously were assuming that Yuta was probably, like sneaking up on him or done something sneaky to Druv in some kind of way, but obviously Yuta is actually an extremely formidable person, and they cannot underestimate him, which I'm wondering if all three of them might team up against Yuta in some kind of a way then, which could be good for him. I'm wondering if he's going to get any news of the idea that he could possibly get them to transfer points to him. It's just a possibility. He wants to get a lot of points, as you'll find out in a second, so yeah, I'm hoping that he'll get some kind of information on like this transferring points thing through. He should, probably through Kogain. I'm pretty sure it would mention it when a new rule is added to the system. But back with Yuta, we see that Yuta has actually finally come face to face with Kurorushi or Kuroroshi. I'm not sure how to say it exactly. Obviously, correct me down in the comment section below. My accent makes it even worse to say than usual, but yeah, Kuroroshi or something. Kuroro. It's so bad, man. But yeah, he asks Kogain if that is a player in the game, to which he affirmatively answers that that is Kuroroshi. And we get some kind of information on Kuroroshi here. It says that when he realized that he was at a disadvantage with Druv, he went into a state of like hibernation. The trigger for the sleep mode was its survival instinct inside Druv's colony. So I'm wondering if it's referring to that Druv had like more control over the colony than the other, say, three other people with points inside the colony, as it seemed like he had the most points at the moment or whatever, and he kind of like initiated the stalemate as no one could kind of attack him, is what I was getting from this. But yeah, Kuroshi has an unlimited appetite. The more he eats, the more cockroaches he can produce via parthenogenesis. And parthenogenesis is a type of asexual reproduction where the embryos develop from an unfertilized gamete. Pretty much he can make children by himself, and he doesn't need a female or someone else to fertilize the eggs, is what I'm understanding from that. So Kuroshi is now in a state of starvation. So when he saw Okotsu interfering with his meal, Druv, he instinctively decided to devour him, which is kind of awesome. I like that animalistic fact to him, because at the end of the day, he is just a curse, I'm pretty sure. So I like the idea that somehow Kenjaku has managed to make some kind of bet or deal with this curse here to come back in this game in the future. I'm not sure how we would have done it, but it's extremely interesting to see if he possibly could have. But while standing also in front of Druv here, Yuta realizes that, like he can't let players like Druv and Kuroshi, who have a wide attack range, indiscriminately attack humans outside of the barrier, because he's obviously looking to make some kind of rule that will allow him to exit the barrier with these people that he is trying to protect. But to do that, he actually needs to make some kind of linkage or some kind of linkway to each colony, so that he can go through each colony and clear them out of people who he deems as, like threats to actual humanity outside of the barrier. And that was like obviously one of the 2 rules that Fushiguro had proposed earlier on, and they need at least 4 additional rules to handle the situation that they are in, with Gojo being locked in, like the current world that he is locked in. And he says everyone is exhausted after Shibuya. Neither their mind nor their body can take anymore. He says, I won't let Sensei kill his best friend again. I will kill Kenjaku. I alone will get those 400 points, which is awesome. So I really hope we actually do get that, because like I like the whole idea of Gojo is awesome, but him coming in is almost like the conclusion card to everything and the cheat card to ending most conflicts, because he's like in a way unbeatable. Then again, you can say that he's been beaten with the battle that he had in the past, but like he pretty much is unbeatable unless you can seal him in some kind of way. But in the last panel of the chapter, we see that Kuroroshi has kind of like spread his arms out now and has pulled out one of his weapons, and it looks like he's pulling out another one, with the named weapon being Festa Lifeblade. So the Festa Lifeblade is a magic sword where life and death cross paths. So I'm wondering, possibly what could be the technique or like the effects that come off this Festa Lifeblade. Obviously, I want you to guys to go down to the comment section and let me know what you think of the chapter and what you think possibly Kuroroshi could have in the bag apart from these cockroaches that he uses to obviously attack people. And he's in starvation mode now. Is he going to be stronger than his like perceived form when like obviously Kuroroshi didn't expect he would be able to beat Druv here, but he thinks he's possibly going to be able to beat Yuta in some kind of way. I don't really know though. Like, do you guys think he's, you know, like overstepping his bounds here? Do you think Kuroroshi is going to get absolutely slapped in the next chapter by Yuta here? And the other two are Ichiguro and Takaba. I think I got their names right for the third time now. Will show up and like make a move to try and like attack Yuta here in combination with Kuroroshi. I don't really know, so I'd love to know what you guys all think down in the comment section below. And if you guys are new around here and want to keep up to date with the latest Jujutsu Kaisen chapter reviews and just other, you know, anime reviews and manga reviews in general, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and also be sure to leave a like on the video, as it really helps out with that algorithm and pushes my stuff to a bunch of new amazing people. Anyway, for now it's been your professional degenerate Diavolo, and I'll see you all in a bit. Bye.